This video is brought to you by Model Cars 1589, our buddy Leon. Thank you for doing the shop card swap with us, my friend. This is an impressive collection of builds you have here. And if you would like a shop card from our friend Leon, here's all of his contact infos. The man is everywhere. It's awesome. But yeah, there you go. If you want to take a quick shot of that, go ahead and reach out to Leon for your own shop card. I'm sure he would love to send you one. And we want to pass on our congratulations to him. He has broken the 500 subscriber mark, and he's well on his way to the 1,000 subscriber mark. So kudos to you, our friend, and we will see you on the tube. We are very happy to support your channel as well. Thank you again, buddy. Okay, so stash ad video, some things we got in the mail from some friends, and then a couple of little gifts from some other friends that we wanted to share with you guys. First of all, this magnificent box here is from our buddy Jason over at Blue Ox Model Shop. We had worked out a deal for something in the past, and he was getting ready to send that. And then we were in California in the Bay Area, and we happened to go into a place called Pot of Gold, which is in the Walnut Creek Concord area. If you're not familiar with that, it's easily Googleable. But they do vintage toys plus some hard to find stuff. And we found a G.I. Joe figure that he didn't know he wanted until we sent him a picture of it. So along with that, we worked out a deal. So while he was packaging all this up, he's like, hey, listen, how about we do the barter system? I swap you this kit for the G.I. Joe figure. And I was like, oh, what do you got? So he showed me a picture. I'm like, done and done. So he got this in the mail to us. The whole point of this was for this specific thing right here. These freaking cool curtains, right? These, you might recognize these from his actual build room. And I had made comments that, I was like, man, where'd you get the curtains? I really love them. They're great. I think they look cool in my room also, because I'm looking for some different window treatments. And he was like, well, funny enough, you mention it. My mother-in-law made these. Her name's Pamela. And Pamela, awesome job, ma'am. Great work. And I know if I did something like this, everything would be skewed to one side or the other. But he said that she had made so many that he had an extra set left over because he's got 2 windows and not three windows. And so he offered us this set, and I was like, I'll be happy to pay you for them. And he's like, nah, you don't need to. We're good. So that was pretty freaking awesome on their part. So he was packaging those up when we had found that G.I. Joe figure that he had sent to us. And I had sent to him, excuse me. And we'll get back to that here in a second. But dude, these are great. And you know what happens when you see a checkered flag? It's over. It's done, which means this window is done. So back here at the desk, he had offered us an Accurate Miniatures Corvette Grand Sport as in the bartering system, as we like to do, and I couldn't resist. And he gave us a choice. He had the one with the blue box art and one with the white box art. For some reason, the white box art was really catching my eye. And we had talked about this, me and Luca, on the Model Car Guys video recently, about the Accurate Miniatures being a kit that was actually purchased by Revell, reboxed, and then put out under the Revell banner. So I'm super curious now to get into this kit and take a look. And look at this. It says it's 1/24th scale, right? So that's pretty cool. Love that box art. That's just very dynamic looking car, right? It just looks mean. I bet that thing sounds mean. I wish I could have seen and heard these things race. But yeah, love that all white livery with just the numbers. That's it. And privateer, I guess they call it. I'm not 100% sure. But yeah, love this kit. And he says it's all there. It's heavy enough to be all there. I take him for his word. Jason has no reason to steer us wrong or anything. The man is honest as the day is long, so that's pretty awesome. So yeah, I can't wait to do a comparison between this and the Revell kit and see if there's any little subtle changes or differences or whatever. Possibly decal liveries, licensing and whatever, all that fun stuff. So that's awesome. But he said there was extra space in the shipping box that he picked out, and he couldn't figure out how to package anything. so that everything would be in here nice and snug and cozy and stuff. So he tossed in another model kit. Now, who sends another model kit to help take up space? I mean, how awesome is that? He sent us da, 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 this Performance Series Revell Porsche Slant Nose. Oh man, that is cool. Oh, that is just awesome. This is so cool because I've been wanting to do another Revell Porsche. I did the 911 a couple of years ago. I loved it. I liked how it went together. I liked the look of the kit. My only complaint was that the wheels and tires looked a little anemic for what the kit was supposed to be. As luck would have it, our buddy over at Rattle Can Shenanigans had hooked us up with a set of nice and meaty looking wheels and tires. And I thought, I gotta, take that kit apart and put those wheels on there. And then it turned out I can't get that apart. So having this show up as a bit of a surprise, it was a total surprise and very, very welcome. So thank you, Jason. And also thank you, Pamela, for doing such a great job with those curtains. And of course, thank you, Heather, for putting up with all of us. So again, buddy, that is just amazing. And he also sent some paper with some crosswords in it. So yay, I like crosswords. I can do local crosswords. The New York Times, not happening. Not happening. All right, let's get on to the next. All right, so recently we were in California for family business, and that's going to warrant its own stash ad video all on its own. Yeah, it's been hard. I've tried filming it a couple of times. It's hard to do, and there's a specific reason why, and that's because a lot of everything that we'll be talking about in that video is from my Uncle Alan's personal model stash, and I get a little too emotional when I'm talking about that stuff. So it's coming. It's just really hard to do. But while we were there, we got to have dinner with a very, very good friend of ours, Mike from Scale Speedworks, and we hung out with him and his lovely wife and family, and they're just all super awesome people. It was so good to have another YouTube friend in the area where I grew up, so that's kind of fun. So we could commiserate about traffic and all that stuff. We get to talking about model kits and stuff, and I told him that I wanted to build the Cafe Racer Mustang kit from Monogram for his Mustang build that he's got going on right now. And we talked about the Cafe Racer series, and he's like, I got a Cafe Racer kit also. Perhaps you'd be interested in it. So I'm like, well, what do you think? What do you got, and how much do you want for it? He goes, I tell you what, how about you pick it up, and then we'll swap for something later. I'm like, okay, sounds good to me. So it was a little too late in the evening to like run over to his house and get it, even though it's like 20 minutes away or whatever. So he's like, I tell you what, I'll leave it on my porch. I'll leave it on my porch when everybody's off to school and off to work and everything like that, and you can swing by and pick it up. So I did the porch pirate thing, and I went to his house and I stole this off his porch. But this is an awesome kit. The date on this one here is from 1981, and I've done the repop version of this, and I really liked it. I got it right here, as a matter of fact. Look at that. So I like Mazdas. Mazdas are cool. And we actually did a pretty good job with this guy too. I'll have to do a little video on this one probably because I did it a long time ago. But yeah, so to have the opportunity to build one of the original earlier boxings of this, that's pretty awesome. It is molded in this blue color. It says it is sealed. And check this out. The labels, they look like they're like German or something. Yeah. So there's no one over here. Heinz Behringer. So interesting, right? So perhaps this came from Germany. He said he got it on eBay, but still sealed, all that kind of jazz from 1981. Pretty freaking awesome. I'm looking forward to opening this guy up and taking a peek inside and seeing what we're dealing with. And since I've done a stock version, I really, really want to do this fender flare race car version, and see how that goes. It was because I remember when I was building this little guy, the other guy, I was just drooling over the fact. I'm like, dude, I need to get another one of these because the rotary engine in there is detailed pretty well. There's a lot of open area inside there, so you can do your own wiring, plumbing, all that kind of stuff. And the detail on the interior was pretty nice too. The fender flares fit on there pretty nicely, if I remember correctly, and of course the chin spoiler, and then the rear spoiler too. I was going to put that on my little copper build, but I decided not to. It just, I don't know, didn't look balanced well. But as this, it looks pretty awesome. So again, Mr. Mike, thank you so much. And we do owe you an entry video for that Mustang build. It is on the way, along with everything else that we're working on. But yeah, this was just such an awesome offer. My only worry now is what's he gonna want? But yeah, thanks again, buddy. So that's going to have a special spot in the stash. And then today we were at the local hobby shop, Hobby Depot, and our buddy Dick, who runs that shop there, set this aside for us. Oh, so we've got the 2021 Ford Bronco First Edition, and I love the fact that it is the two-door because that's my favorite body style for this. Yeah, it's a curbside. And it was funny because when he handed it to me, he handed it across. He just took it back. He goes, you know, it's a curbside, right? I'm like, yes, I know it's a curbside. He goes, okay, if you're going to put an engine in this, you're going to need to do all the under hood stuff. You have to do this, you have to do that. I'm like, yes, I know. Thank you. Can I just have the kit, Dick? Thank you. But this is pretty sweet. And that's, oddly enough, that's one of my favorite colors that comes in. I also like that slate gray that it comes into. But, dude, there are so many Bronco kits out now that it would be awesome if somebody did a Bronco group build. Huh? Huh? Not me. I got too much on my plate. But I would participate happily in a Bronco group build. So if anybody out there is brave enough to do that, let us know. We'd be happy to join in on that. But there we go. So yeah, several people have done unboxings of these kits and have done a much better job than I could probably do right now in the limited time we have. So you just search those out. But again, this actually for a curbside weighs a good amount. I mean, this weighs like tens of ounces. So yeah, there we go. All right, we're going to go ahead and call it quits for today. Thank you again to Leon for the shop card, and also to our buddy Mike, and of course to our very, very good friend Jason, and of course Heather for the awesome curtains and the model kits that we're adding to our stash. Everybody have a great rest of your weekend, and we'll talk to you later on. Bye now. Just got to figure out a color now. I want that color.